Your favorite topic, stop losses. Okay, so everybody hears cut your losses, right? We all hear about that. We read it in the books, and few really practice it. And then many who do practice have no idea how to put a stop in. So, number one, the psychological aspect has to be addressed first. What do you call that? A stop loss, right? Does everybody hear the term stop loss? Why do we call it that? Doesn't that tell you it's not good? Yeah, but is that the only thing it does? In other words, anytime you get filled with a stop loss, it's bad, right? You're taking a loss. But why don't you call it something else? I call it the PEP. What is that? It's called the power exit point. Power exit or entrance point. If you want to do it that way, then it's a PEP. Put your peeps in. How about calling it that so you don't get so, oh man, I got stomped out. Instead of it was peeped out or pepped out. My PEP is in. I'm going to execute my PEP. Isn't it the only thing that you can control about a trade? If you're short right now, can you control that the market's going to go down and hit your target? But you can absolutely guarantee that you will get out at the price you select. You're in control of that. It is a way of exercising control of the market. So it's a good thing. Now, I've asked this many times, and we get the answers after we struggle through it. I say, go look at your notes. Nobody has notes. How would you enter a trade on a PEP or a PEP? How would you enter a trade on a PEP? Give me two examples right now, going long and going short. I want somebody to give me an example. Here's the deal. You got to pretend I am a computer. Wait, did you just come in right now, Victor? I mean, like 10 seconds ago? Oh, okay. Yeah. I said the typical term we use when we put a stop in is called what? Victor, let Victor answer. What do they call it? A stop loss, right? Put your stop loss in. Even when you're not in a trade, put a stop loss in. Well, when we do that, we automatically tell ourselves it's bad. And that's why people don't do it. We're conditioned not to do it. And I think part of it is the convention that, yeah, you got stopped out. It's bad. But it's such a powerful tool. Why don't we call it the PEP, power exit point? Or if we really want to expand it, the PEP, power exit or entrance point. Okay, we all have the definition down. Yeah, it's like a good thing. That's what it's done. It's there to save you money or make you money or save a loss. If you were drowning, do you want a life preserver thrown out to you or a hard rubber device? Yeah, it's better a life preserver. So it's how we label things that sometimes can influence the way we mentally feel toward it. Okay, that's just one thing. But then Now we get, can you enter a trade on a power exit point or entrance point? So now I want two answers right now. I want you to type in when you do your thing, here, take your notes down. Everyone's got to do it. The rest of this class will be devoted to entering a trade on a stop. So the way you're going to do this, the way everyone here in this room is going to do this, is you're going to do, I'll give you an example. I'd want to say current price equals, you'll type it out yourself, whatever you first write it out on a piece of scrap paper. The current price equals this, and this is the format that I want to see. Current price equals that. I want to go that, so I will put a those are the 4 lines you're going to have to fill out. Any questions? Obviously, the only thing that'll change is the current price. So go ahead and start. You have your choice of either going long or short. So I want you to fill that out, and when you guys are done, just post it. I will take your time. I'm going to go grab another cup of coffee and wait for all your answers. Thank you. The clock is started. We're talking about stops. I want you to pick any kind of entry. You can either go long or short. You're going to have to type in just what you see people are doing. So you'll have the current price. You're going to write this out on a piece of paper. You're going to put current price is, and whatever it is, you're going to do it on a piece of paper. You want to go long or short, and it's going to be at a stop. Your choice. Clock is running. Nick just did his. I can see we need a lot of work. Yeah, you know what? If you could fill it all out in one line, it'd be easy, because now I got to scroll in. Like Lewis, I see yours is 2910, but then I got to find out where else you post. So just do like one line, guys. Like, yeah, but Andy, you didn't tell me whether you want to go long or short. Remember, you got to tell me. I have no idea whether you want to go long or go short. You just said. So redo it. No big deal. Don't worry. This computer allows you to do the coach computer allows you to change your mind. The real one doesn't. If you screw up the real one, you lose money. And it doesn't talk to you. If you put a buy stop and it hits it, you are long. If you put a sell stop, you are short, right? Yeah, but you got to identify, again, Andy, you got to identify the PEP is 29911. Are you putting a buy stop or a sell stop? So here's the thing, right? I want to go, current price is, I want to go either long or short. All right, so we're going to do it. Here's the whole thing. I'll show you. Current price, and now you fill in the question marks. Current price equals X, semicolon. I want to go Y, semicolon, and X, Y are variables. You fill them in, okay? So I am putting a, we'll call it stop or PEP or whatever, a Z PEP. What is Z? It could be either a buy or sell. A Z PEP at AA. That's what I want to see. All right. Current price is X. Time is good too. That's good. Current price. I want to go. Okay. See what Ramon did. All right. Ramon. Current price 1109 is 29911, which that's where it was at that time. He wants it to go long, so he puts a buy stop at 29957. Okay, that's a correct answer. Maybe it's against the trend. You can criticize him for wanting to go long or whatever, but that's not the point. The point is that's how you would do an entry long if you want to go long. Okay, so I saw a couple people saying, I want to go short, so I'll put a buy stop. No, doesn't make sense. All right, Mike V, current price, 929, which is where it was. I want to go short, put a sell stop at 903, which he'd be filled. His stop is 957. Not only is that a good example of the entry, but he's making money. Ding, ding, ding. He gets like, in Catholic school, you get a gold star. If you were bad, you got a red pig. There'd be a little red pig stamped on your. If you're really bad like me, you get smacked with a bamboo pole in your face and they'd break your nose. We had tough nuns. We had one nun that would hit you with her car. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what else. Victor, current price, 950. Wants to go long, 29,875 as a stop. Why would you go long with a stop below the market? A sell stop, right? Because you couldn't put a buy stop below that. Doesn't make sense. No, I wanted to do what the example was just now, guys. And trust me, if I wanted to do something else, I would give the example. So you got to follow my examples. Yeah, but Victor, where's Victor? Current price go long. To do it, I have no idea where you would want to enter the trade. You have to again, here. Current price equals X. All right, you got that right. He wants to go long. Say wants to go long. Semicolon. Then put a, I didn't see put a, you see me typing this, put a Z stop. What Z mean? Z is a variable. So I didn't see any Z in there. There's no Z, right? I just see put a stop and he eliminated the Z. Does everybody know what X, Y, and Z is? X is current price. Do we all know what everybody's got the current price out. Okay, Denise tries. Current price, 29,852. I didn't see it. How did you get 852? It's 883 right now. What are you looking at? There's no way it could have been 852 when you were watching your chart. And you're just going to take the current price. Right now it's 893. Does everybody know how to get the current price? Yeah. Okay. Well, 852 is here. Here, let me show you. Current price means you're looking at this chart for the current price. This is the current price. 852, look guys, What month are you trading? Here's 852. Yeah. So Denise, how did you see the current price trading when you looked at this chart down here? Unless you're looking into the future. Now, you can't pick a number for the exercise. You look at the chart, find the current price, and write it down on your paper. Of course, it's going to change, but you had to look at it once. Right now, I'm going to give you some examples, guys. 880, that's what I see right now. I'd write that down. Now, let's say I was coming in now. I just came from the bathroom. No, it's still 880. 878. I'm just looking at that orange thing. Yeah, now it's 892. So a current price, not the future price or what I want it to be, the current price. Not pick a number. That would be called, the pick a number is, that's, you know what, this is a good example though, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm not getting mad. I'm getting surprised. You would think everybody is on the same page. We're not talking about how to trade or anything. We're just talking about how to observe and what the rules are. But you know what? It is interesting. Should we be trading if we can't even pass this course, this class right now? Should anybody be entering orders? That's like driver's ed. And he says, and they go, the driver's ed instructor said, okay, very gently, put the car in drive and just tap the accelerator very, very lightly. And then you put it in reverse and slam the accelerator to the floor. And you run over like 12 kids behind you. The instructor then goes, no, stop. That's what would happen. So therefore, you shouldn't be buying a car yet because you probably wreck it. Or definitely don't buy a new car. My parents made me buy their car, which was a New York City taxi that they painted black with 180,000 miles on it. It was a tank, but they made sure it wouldn't cost anything if I wrecked it. They didn't care if I got kit. Yeah, checker. Black checker. 1960. Wait a minute. I think like a 62 checker. 1962 checker. And I used it to drive my friends to school and charge them $0.25 each over the Triborough Bridge. Yeah, we're using a stop as an entrance. So right now the price is $8.95. So no, Nick, we're trying to enter that. The topic of this class is how to enter. We talked earlier about stops when you're in the market to control risk. What I said real slowly is you can enter a trade via a stop.
I'm still in here. If you're in the main trade room and you're not in class, feel free to go there. Go to libertytradeclub.com, click on the course link, and you can go to class. If you're in both and you hear me, just simply come over.
Coach is talking in the other room. That's what you're hearing. So you get into a trade on a stop. Controlling your risk on a stop is another topic. So my point, though, is everyone who is having a bit of difficulty with this should not be trading yet. We haven't learned to use the tool. It would be very good for, let's say this is electrician course. I'm trying to think, strip a wire, what do they call it when you take that thing and you sort of like peel the rubber away from it? What do they call that? I'm not mechanically inclined and all that. Strip it, not strip it. Yeah, strip it. Okay, yeah, there you go. Would you just run out and grab where the big red sign 50,000 volts? Well, I'm going to practice stripping this, and you get electrocuted because the first part of the class would be don't touch 50,000 volts with your bare hands. But if you say, I'm not going to listen to this coach, what does he know? Oh, stripping a wire. Let me grab that wire and we're going to practice. When you grab that, you die. So you got to go safety first, technique, theory, right? Every school is tough, right, guys? Because they all start with the theory of something. Like you want to get into something right away. You don't want to know the theory of who invented it and all, but you have to do that in class. No, we're just trying to know if anybody knows how to put a proper order in. We're at the level, Matthew, where when I say take a seat in front of your computer, I want to find out who knows how to grab a chair, put it under their butt, and sit down. No, we're not going into somersaults, sandbox playing, or anything. I want to see how people can do real basic stuff, like how to enter. The concept here is, and half of you got it wrong. If I want to go long, I need to put a buy stop above the current price. I am going to do 2 examples for you right now. 2. The only 2 things I can do. What are the only things I can do regarding a trade right now? I'm not in a trade. So I want to enter on a stop or a power exit point, as we call it. All right. Does everybody got me now? Because see, when I said, everybody understand? No one answered. And then when I ask, it's like 40 different responses. And then it's like, no one understood. And then somebody said, were you talking about how to grease your car? No, this is what I'm talking about. So if you understand, we should understand. I'm trying to be mad, but I'm not. It's funny. It is funny. This is Trading Sandbox, number 1. All right. Put the cat turd down. That's not a cigar, Johnny. This is kindergarten. Yeah. Let me find where the coach is. He's got to come in here. Coach is busy. He's doing a class. No, but seriously, guys. Yeah, every once in a while I do one of these things. It's an aptitude test. And, have faith in yourself because, look, Tara went through it. Robert went through it. Tony went through it. Wilbur went through it. Same as you guys. Stops below the market, in the market. How do you get in? How do you get out? They didn't know. And after practice, now they know. Now you can ask Coach Wilbur for information. Yeah, and that's what's amazing. That's why we are amazed. Victor is sort of like advanced. He is in kindergarten. He's driving, and he's like, look at that kid in car 92 at the Indianapolis 500. He's number 2 in the race, and he's only like 8 years old. And we don't understand that because usually when you don't understand these things, you lose. So congratulations, but you certainly can improve. You can never know too much about the market, but this is part of tactics, guys. This is part of understanding the different ways that other traders are approaching the market so you can judge the viability of going long or short. Because, right, I mean, they're not equal. One of these trades are going to screw up, right? So the 2 trades that you could do right now at this second is either go long or go short. One of them is the bad decision. And for any given trade, what are the odds of making money on one particular trade, on just this next trade? Yeah, 50-50. How come? How can we possibly do that? If you read Trading in the Zone, you'll get it. One trade does not make your career, and it could very well lose. So my question is, once you've entered a trade on a stop, then you're going to need a stop to get out of the trade. So the lesson here is that there are two kinds of stops, right? Two kinds of stops. The enter stop and the exit stop. Which do you think is more important? Just your opinion. Ooh, they got that one right. Yeah, you guys know that one, right? You take a few Now, how did you learn that? Because, yeah, it's like you've seen all these wonderful opportunities, right, on all your trading, and many of them don't work. So you better get out of there, but you don't have to get into a trade. Right now, you could say, I don't want to trade this garbage. By the way, real quick, what's the momentum right now? Momentum. Up, flat, sort of up. Okay, why? Why is the momentum up? What are we looking at to determine momentum? There are two numbers that we do use to make it unambiguous. 89, 200. Okay, Denny, it's 200, not 20. And here, let me explain. Perfect. Nick, you got it. There are two moving averages on this chart and only this chart. Only this chart. Forget about the other ones. Okay? We're only talking about the 133 tick chart. Okay, guys? Only, everybody hear that? Only the 133 tick chart. It is not a mirror image of the other ones. We're using two different moving averages. I'd like to use, you know why? I could use 5 and 20, but you know what? I was trained this way. And I'm nervous switching. I don't know what would happen if I switch, which is kind of stupid because the market's either going to go up or down. It doesn't matter on a moving average, right? It's just, this one works. I don't want to mess with it. And for some of you who've been trading a while, yeah, that might annoy you because you might be using a 10 period, 50 period simple moving average. And I'm telling you to use this, and you're like, whoa, it's worked for me. And we do have a conflict. If you can work our methodology into your 10 and 50 moving average and you're successful at it, by all means, use your numbers. Okay? Do you hear that? Like, if you want to put different indicators, a few different ones, it's fine with me. But of course, if you say, why did I enter this trade, and you have no idea why, then it means I'm not going to learn your method. You have to understand ours. But if you confirm it with your method, let's say you come into this room and you are a 62% winner. And you've been trading for 3 years. The first 2 you lost, and this is the first year you're making money. And let's say now it's middle of the year, you're up $1,200 since January. That's a good thing. Not going to get you rich making $1,200 in 5.5 months, but it's better than a loss. So I'm not telling you that you must have struggled for those 3 years getting to break even and profitable. Buy a tank of gas for a reward, yeah, and then burn it up. But I'm saying learn what we're doing and add it to what you're doing. So if I get a sell signal and your system gives you a sell signal, jump in harder, if that makes sense. All right, so back to today's class, which we're going to end pretty soon. The purpose is to understand you can enter a trade besides a limit order or a market order. You can also use a stop order. So the proper way, I'm going to do one right now. All right, I'm going to do one right now. And we're going to say market at at 29921. All right, here's my first order. Market at 3029, 959. This would be my preferred order. I'll do the other one, but why do I want to short it? Because the trend is down. So I'm automatically geared to that. I'm like, programmed for that. I want to short. So sell stop at 29921. Here's my first order going short. I can enter below the market, right? The market was at that moment 29,959. I wanted to go short, so with a stop right below that white line, which is right now at 29,926. If it goes down to 29,926, I would determine that the momentum is starting to push down, that sellers are taking control, and I want to take advantage of the poor person who went long at 29,980, and they would have a 60-point loss. Do you see my reasoning? Do you see how I'm thinking? That's what you want to start doing. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side. All right. Okay. The market is at That's how I do a long trade. The market was at 29,940. You see the sell stop's already working, right? So I would want to do a sell stop, a buy stop to go long because it was at 940. And if it started going up, all the shorts would be losing money. So I'd want to go with a buy stop at 29,975. Do you now understand how to enter a market on a stop and the reasons for it? That is all I want you to do. You can still use, by the way, you can still use an ATM to get in on a stop. Did everybody know that? You can put a buy stop. Once you're in, all of a sudden those targets and stops will be filled in for you. Okay. That's trading, people. That's the beginning part of trading. I don't want to complicate your lives anymore by adding any other stuff. Any questions on entering the market on a stop? How do I add a target? We'll do that next time. Just to perfect the idea of how to get into a market on a stop. What you got to understand, Monica, is that going long, you use a buy stop, not a sell stop. Going short, you use a sell stop, not a buy stop to get into the market. Once you're in it, then you protect yourself with an opposite stop. That's the first thing you want to do. Don't worry about adding it targets. Okay. Well, that's why we want to get it to. So when I sort of start on the topic, it just flashes in front. You know it instantly. If I say I want to go long on a stop, you know what I'm talking about. I want to go short on a stop. That's what I'm talking about. So we don't imagine calling a trade out and saying, I do want to go long. I will wait till the market goes up. This way I go, we're going to buy stop here. And so you get the concept down very, very easily. But it doesn't confuse you anymore now, right, Kurt? Or it does? No, I mean, if it does, they'll try to re-explain what it means. It's okay. No, well, yeah. Let me explain again. All a stop is, they should, stop sounds funny, but how about enter? It's an enter order. If the price goes up here, let's put it another way. Instead of stops, if the market started going up today and rallied 400 points, do you think it'll still go up then? If the market now ran up 400 points, do you think it'll go higher? So we'll do it in like normal conversation. Do you think if the market started going up now and ran up 400 points from here, do you think it'll go higher? Yes or no? Well, you should have an opinion, or then never trade. You better have an opinion. No one knows. That's why I said, do you think it'll go higher? Every trade I ever do is a guess. And that's the other part. Read Trading in the Zone. Read Trading in the Zone, and it'll tell you the average newbie loses money because they think they can find a real trade. Why do people? Yeah, so that's all that order is. It just, the terms, everybody uses a stop, but it really means if it goes up, it's going higher. So if it goes up to this price, let me go long. They call it a stop, that's all. And what's the price? The price is the stop. So I said 400 points. You don't need 400. What if it goes up to 980? Do you think where do you think where do you think shorts will get nervous? Above 30,000 again? Yeah, maybe. So the problem with trading is traders act like they find a trade that can't lose, and therefore they don't use a stop because they know it's going to work. That's why it's so funny when I said, did you take the trade? And the guy goes, well, I didn't think that would work. Well, wouldn't you, isn't that appropriate for every trade you ever take for the rest of your life? I don't think it'll work. Yeah. Because it has a 50% chance of not working. So why would you then try a trade? How can you find a trade that has better than a 50% chance of working? I don't know. But over time, you can find one. But on this next trade, it could lose money. Yeah, exactly. And that's why now you see it chopping around and just going up and down. You know what's doing that? The algos, the algorithms. They're buying and then they're selling, buying and selling. And they're pushing the market up and down. All right. Any other questions? We'll let you guys go. The momentum is up, by the way, on this chart. The momentum is up because the 89 exponential moving average, you are welcome, is above the 200 moving average. Does everyone know which one is the 89 exponential moving average? The white one. No, Monica, the white one. See? Isn't it good to know this stuff? That's why we don't want you trading until you know. Now, how long have you been in this room, Monica? First day's lesson is the 89 exponential moving average is white. The 200 is blue. Yeah, but you see, you got to keep repeating until it's second nature. All of trading has to become part of you. That's what we're looking for. It's not that easy. You'll get it. Just like this trading cat just jumped up here. Come here, you. Yeah, don't snarl at me. Don't snarl. Cat's snarling at me. You must become one with the market. Yeah, now it's going up. Look at that. See, the momentum is up. It's pushing it up. I thought it was going to come down. The next one. Now it's coming up too much. Before it was chopping in this range, right? It was between 963 and 921, 40-point range. So you could short it here, buy it there, short it there, buy, short, buy. Now all of a sudden it goes up. If you shorted there, now you're losing money. Now the buyers are making money. Going long here, sell there, long there, sell there. You see how instantly the market changes its dynamic. Thank you, Jamie. We'll let you guys go. Just keep today's lesson in mind, please.